Welcome to night school where the shadows creep. Grab your popcorn, don't fall asleep. The doors are open, let the nightmares play. You won't make it out today. Welcome to night school! She grins in the dark with your secrets in tow. Creed paints her smile with the shame you won't show. He slashes with style, blood drips by the door. Glorious God! This is what legends are for. With the click of his pen and a therapist's sneer, he lists all your sins you didn't know were near. Smoke curls like truth in a midnight hymn. La sección is still smoking man. Pecados que no se extinguen sin fin. Are you scared yet?
Hello, everyone. Hello, it is Ace, Florida's favorite creep from Night School Horror. Oh my gosh, I'm not really that scared. I'm not super scared yet, but you know, there's always potential. There's potential to be scared, always. But of course, if I'm going somewhere scary, I'm never going alone. I always bring a friend or a creep, someone with me that can share the scares with me. So tonight I'm joined with Edie, Evil Barbie.
Hey.
Hey.
I am very excited to talk about this as someone who is a really big fan of the original.
That is right, Edie. We are going to be talking about Welcome to Derry. Holy shit. The series of It, which, as you've already said, we've both seen the original It. We have seen the original OG It. The whole drain scene, the whole creepy fucking clown. I hate talking about the original It. It gives me memories of being little 4-year-old me and Grandmama Ace scaring the shit out of me. But not only have we seen the original, we've also seen the remake with Bill Skarsgård. We've seen him transform with his lazy eye and creepy-ass smile. But you know what? We still love him, and we transition into this series where he's still Pennywise. So before this series ever came to be, and you just heard that there was going to be a series in the works for Derry, what were your first initial thoughts?
When I first heard it was happening, I was obviously very excited. I wanted to see where they were going to take it, because I was kind of like, what else could you really do? Because after, we've already had the remake, we've had the original, and I feel like the remake was basically, I know this was going to be more on the, more about Derry, like, as a town, and like that it's a prequel. I knew that, but I was kind of like, what else could they do with Pennywise specifically that we haven't already seen?
I agree with that. I originally thought, all right, cool, we're getting another horror series that is based off of a movie that really didn't ask for a series. Like, I don't know anybody that asked for this.
Yeah. And I think everybody was excited, but also kind of felt the same way, like, what else could we do?
Yeah. So I didn't know it was going to be a prequel at any point. So I'm saying, okay, are we getting the next generation of kids from the movies that we got? And we didn't. Once when I found out it was going to be a prequel, I'm like, all right, so are we seeing the previous generation, or are we seeing their parents have to go through it? And, like, what makes it so different? Because if it was their parents beforehand, they would know that he exists and how scary to be in Derry it is, right? So why wouldn't they move? And, the whole mystery of what the fuck is going on with these characters and which characters are we going to get? But previously to this, when we only had movies to go off of, I mean, you've seen the original, I've seen the original, we've seen the remake, I've seen the remake. We understand exactly who Pennywise is. What all do we know about Derry before this series? Because I'll be honest, I didn't give two shits about this little town of Derry. I just knew it was where Pennywise lived.
Yeah, that was kind of all we knew, and that he was in the sewer.
Yeah.
Like, I like that they made it set in 1962 and all of that. I like seeing like the 60s fashion and all that, but I didn't expect it to be that either. I wasn't really sure until I heard it was going to be like before.
Yeah.
Like the origin story of Pennywise, basically.
I feel like it's also the origin of Derry for a lot of us at this point, because we know Pennywise and we know exactly where he lives and how he terrorizes people, and he feeds off fear, and how he shows up every some odd years to just come and terrorize a town. So he feeds and goes back in hibernation. But at this point, I'm like, he could be anywhere. He could be in Manhattan for all I know, and feeds off people regularly. Like, he kind of put Derry on the map for me. So when we're seeing Derry and how weird it kind of is in general, I was like, okay, so Derry is just a weird fucking place to be.
Yeah. No, I agree with
But
you.
without
because-
Pennywise, it's still a fucking weird place to be.
I agree with you. Yeah, we didn't really know much of the town other than what we had already seen, and I personally didn't think too much about the history of it until this show.
Yeah.
But
It just,
now I'm
it
thinking
feels
about
weird.
it.
Yeah. It kind of gives us a little insight on like, oh, this is Derry beforehand, so what makes it so that Pennywise thrives in this city? It's not just, oh, he just picked a spot on a map and said, there, I'm going to live there.
Yeah, like why did he choose Derry specifically? Yeah.
I would like to know more about that, and I'm hoping this series kind of gives clarity on it. And let's be real, so far it fucking hasn't, so
No.
it leaves me with more questions after each episode.
Yes. I definitely have a lot of questions.
So, speaking of episodes, we happen to be two very busy bitches with two very busy lives trying to make time for Pennywise, okay? We know that there are 3 episodes out already, and we're going to talk about all 3 episodes because we're here to do that. We absolutely love horror, and it's fun to talk to you about it. You're a fun person to talk about it with.
We get to have our girly talks about horror.
We do, and I can't tell you how refreshing that is. No offense,
It is.
guys. It's refreshing.
Yeah, it is. I love having a fellow female to talk about horror with, because it's mostly talking to dudes about it, because, I don't know, I feel like there's more guys that are into horror than women, which maybe that might be wrong, but from what I've experienced, I feel like from what I've seen,
I feel like
there
it's
are girls who like it, but
There are a lot of girls that like horror. I just feel like we're in a weird demographic
yeah.
where it's just more dudes, and we're. Just
I just
like,
don't know
yeah,
them,
okay,
though.
but like, let's reel in the ladies, okay?
Yeah, I just haven't met enough of them, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to find the girl from MegaCon a couple years back that said she would just fuck Pennywise, and that's how she would survive it. I need her on this one right now.
I
to
still
tell
don't even
me,
know if she
how
would
you
survive, though, even if she did that, to be honest.
I don't think she would. Honestly, I think he'd show her the light.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
But that's for another time to discuss of can you survive that. But for episode 1, Edie, when you first watched it, how did you feel by the end of the episode?
By the end, I felt like I wanted more. The theater scene was what got me kind of like, okay, I need to see more. That was, in my opinion, one of the best scenes of the first episode, because the rest of the first episode was kind of like, whatever. But that's what made me feel slightly hooked. I wanted more after that.
I totally agree with that. Throughout the first episode, I just kind of sat there thinking, okay, this is going to be really freaking boring. This is going to be probably one of the most boring series I've ever watched if it keeps up this way, especially when it's supposed to be, here's the first episode to get everybody hooked. And by the end of the episode, I also just wanted more. I thought, okay, so this has potential. I'm not sure where they're going to take it yet, but there's potential.
Yeah, not even gonna lie, like, my expectations were not met at all in the first episode. I was just kind of like, that's a lame start. That is a lame-ass start to this, especially, like I said, as being such big of fans as we are, like, I was just kind of like, really? That's what you started with? Like, that's just how I felt. I don't know.
Well, let's talk about it. We're not going to do a breakdown play-by-play of every episode because that's just not how we do it here, and also because that's super time-consuming, and there's way too much dead stuff going on in the episode that it would just make a really boring thing to talk about. The opening part of the episode, we do see Maddie, who's supposedly missing, and we see flashbacks of him walking around the town until he gets into a car with this family that's helping him hitchhike away from Derry. Multiple reasons why he, I guess, wanted to run away. You know, abusive family life, and also not getting a kiss from the girl that he was crushing on at the time. It's like, dude, if that's your last thread, you can definitely tell that he's like 12.
I have to add something to that. It made me laugh so hard, just the fact that he sucks on a binky, and he was so forward about wanting this kiss.
Oh my gosh, yes. Seeing him suck on a binky and then think, but I'll totally get this girl. What a 12-year-old, like, what an abused 12-year-old thing to do. And I know that sounds so bad the way I just phrased it. But I mean, dude, you suck on a binky and then you think, oh yeah, girls. It shows that transition of just like, you are a boy trying to come into your teenagehood of having hormones, but they're just clashing so hard that it hurts to watch. I was cringing at the whole affair.
That was the first thought I had. Like, when he tried to kiss her after the fireworks, my very first thought was like, bro, you suck on a binky.
Oh my god. But it's so true.
It's
Girls,
so
if you can relate. But my god, so you see him get in the car with this creepy-ass family that seems like, you know, the totally nuclear, like, 60s era family. Just here's this nice car, and here's, you know, the three, or the, what, 2 kids, one on the way, you know, family, and the mom seems super nice, and then it just takes a real big turn.
I love the car spelling bee.
Oh god, I hated that.
Okay, I hate the car scene. I want to say that. I hate the car scene overall. I think it's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. But I like when they start doing that, because I was like, why are they doing that? And then it, you know, obviously what happens after. And the car liver and the car spelling bee. I was kind of like, this is so stupid. And I watch a lot of really bad like B movies, and I was like, and I still think that might be one of the most stupid scenes I've ever seen.
As someone who loves B movies and B horror films, I would say it was probably really funny to me. I thought it was
hilarious,
stupid, but I could tell that there was going to be a turn with the liver. So
yeah,
like, if somebody is listening to this and they haven't seen the episodes yet, first of all, why? Second of all, why? Because this is what we're talking about today. But when she's pulling the liver out of the container and just eating it, and then she's like taking her fingers and like trying to touch him, I'm like, what the actual fuck is happening?
Yeah, I felt the same way.
And you see him just turn and look at her and then like leans away, and I'm just like, okay, Pennywise is in this car somewhere, but where? Is it her? Until we get the spelling bee, and I go, oh, it's the little boy. And then you just find out that Pennywise is the whole fucking family. He's the whole car. He's the whole family. But we don't see Pennywise in episode 1.
I thought he was the baby. I thought that was like him.
You thought he was the baby at first?
At first, yeah. I thought that he was the baby, like, mutant thing.
So, I feel like not putting him in episode 1 felt like a cop-out. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of cop-outs in that episode, though.
Yes. Based on our prior conversation, I know you have so many problems with this episode. So do I. So let's talk about some of those problems. What were your whole issues with the car scene, specifically?
It was fucking stupid.
It
was so stupid. It was just so, like... Honestly, that's my main complaint, is that it was so dumb. But also, like... I don't know, also to me, it just didn't make sense, like, he's, like, hitchhiking in the middle of the night. Like, I don't know.
He's a dumb little boy, I'm not gonna lie. Him saying, oh, tying this girl who I like to my entire existence, if she doesn't like me, I'm just going to leave, when it's like, dude, I would have been leaving if I had an abusive family, okay? Like, I wouldn't stay
Yeah, I think
for
he
that.
had bigger fish to fry, over that. But
Like,
yeah.
first of all, you have way bigger problems. Second of all, you're hitchhiking in the dead of winter and just hoping someone's nice enough. Buddy, you live in Derry. We've just established that no one is really nice in Derry, and when they are nice, they're getting killed by Pennywise. So, I mean, at this point, like, every character that we've been presented with so far up to this car scene, I haven't been able to connect with a single one. I wasn't rooting for a single one.
I felt that way too. I also wasn't a very huge fan of the dialogue in general of the first season, or I keep saying season. I literally keep saying that. In this episode, I wasn't a huge fan of, like, any of the dialogue. It was hard to feel connected to actually pretty much all the characters in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say that is, once again, because I feel like and I know I shouldn't compare it fully to the old one, but we always do that. That's just normal. The reason I say that is because I automatically felt connected to the kids before, like in the original and in the remake and stuff. You kind of latch on to, because for me, it's hard to watch a series if I don't latch on to anybody. No, it's hard to.
I agree.
If you don't feel a connection with a character, then why do you want to watch it?
I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. In the original and even in the remake, you kind of see, because we all have that inner child, but like I felt connected to the kids as characters just because I'm like, yeah, I remember being a kid and feeling isolated and feeling secluded and finding this friend group, and like you kind of latch on to them. Yeah. And I feel like episode 1, as much as they played it up of like, oh, spoiler, nobody really cares about them because everyone died. Like, you have 2 survivors. And at that point, it's like, you establish this kid group already. You establish their commonality with Maddie. And then you just took all of that away. And you're like, oh, no, see, anyone can get it. And it's like, yeah, that's great. Everyone dies. But now I'm just, why the hell would I continue watching this series when you've established something and I've tried to connect with it, but I couldn't. So there's no connection, and then you just retcon them anyway. So I'm like, cool. So even if somebody did have a connection, it's gone.
Yeah.
It was one of my biggest problems, and some people may feel differently because I did watch the behind the scenes after the episode. First of all, love the practical effects in the car with the pregnant hand like moving underneath her belly.
I hated it.
They had
I liked that part.
Yeah.
I liked that part. I hate the baby. I can't get past how stupid that looks. I can't.
The birth scene in the baby made me want to crawl into myself and never leave.
I was thinking how if as an actress filming that scene, I was like, that has to be hilarious, but also like really weird.
Yes.
That was my first thought when I was like, I would be laughing so hard if I had to film something like that.
The many, many, many takes until it's no longer funny.
I like just zoomed in on her, down there.
Dude, she zooming in on her vag and then just like demon baby comes out. And that's, I hate this too. I know we're talking about episode 1, but it's not the first birth scene it's the first, but it's not the only birth scene we see
yeah.
in this whole fucking series. And I'm like, why are they so obsessed with birth? What is happening? Know. But we'll get to that, but it freaks me the fuck out. But seeing the practical effect of the hand that they had somebody literally in the back seat, like moving the fake stomach and like,
yeah,
it's pretty cool. I like
that was probably one of the coolest effects actually in the show.
The makeup,
because I know I'm not the only one who's been complaining about the like CGI baby, so I know that. I know that a lot of other people are annoyed about that. I wish I could get past it, but every time I see it, I'm like, I can't. I was like, I hate that. I hate it.
I can't wait till we get to the more horrible CGI that I have so many problems with.
Oh, and like, okay, I want to say this too. I'm not opposed to terrible CGI. I mean, have you seen Children of the Corn? I'm all for some Stephen King cheese, but like, I don't know. It just doesn't work in this newer stuff.
it just doesn't seem to fit. Like, it
No,
just stands
it
out
doesn't.
way too much. When it's cheese and it's good and it's old, you're
Yep.
like, hell yeah, that's exactly what I came for. I expect that. That's what I want to see. When you see
I
it in
love
something
old-
new, I'm like, why?
Yeah. I love old CGI from like the 80s or like a sci-fi horror. I like that.
And that was the best that they had.
Yeah,
We have
exactly.
better, so why do we still have it?
It's
you know?
cheap, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. It's fucking terrible. But the behind the scenes also gave some insight on why they killed off all the characters.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically to prove that, hey, even your main characters, no one is safe. Anyone can die from Pennywise. And I'm like,
Were you?
yeah, that's great, but we already have that.
Yeah.
We see characters die all the time, but one of the worst things I think you can do as a writer is kill off a character that nobody connects to, because then it's a meaningless death.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. Were you pretty shocked, though, when Teddy and Phil passed away? Like, when they died?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
So let's talk about the characters real quick.
Okay.
Since we're mentioning them. Let's talk about our cast of characters that really don't matter, so we'll keep it brief since there's not much to talk about with them. We have Maddie, who is supposedly the binding agent to our first kid group. He's the runaway. They have a commonality of, like, they feel guilty about him leaving. They think it's their fault, except for, Ted? Or, no, Phil.
I keep mixing up their names. I'm sorry.
Phil's
I've
the
mixed
taller
up
one.
everybody's name in
Yeah.
this. Yeah, in this show, I've mixed up.
I mean, for
everybody's
them,
name.
it doesn't fucking matter anyway, because they're gone. And
Yeah.
there's no reason to remember them other than, oh, scary ghost child. But the taller one, Phil, he's just like, oh, well, it's not our fault that he ran away just because we didn't go to his frickin' birthday party. He's a sad kid, who cares? And part of me is thinking, yeah, that's true, you can't blame yourself. But also, on the flip side, you're kind of shitty.
Yeah, he was like, we were paid. His mom paid us.
Yeah.
And he's like, we just did what we were told. His mom told us.
Yeah. I was just like, you're really shitty.
I
Like,
was like, you're a little asshole.
it costs nothing to be nice to a kid, especially when they're, still developing tendencies. So you
Yeah.
don't want to wind up going to school one day and not leaving because of a certain child. Just be nice, man. Just be nice.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. He gave me that vibe of, wow, you are just a horny 12-year-old who is going to be an asshole when he grows up. Like, he's looking at the neighbor through the,
Oh my
the
God.
window going like, no, she's about to show her tits. And I'm just like,
The other kid's
You're
like, I'm
12.
trying to do my homework. And he's
Yeah.
like, but look, man.
The boobs. Like, look.
To be fair, if I was a 12-year-old boy, I'd want to see boobs too. So I can't really blame him for that.
That's what I mean of like, wow, you're such a horny 12-year-old. But it's your mom paid us, like, fuck him, that's gonna turn him into the asshole.
I know, no, I get what you're saying though.
But there
yeah.
was something so precious about the other one, Ted, going like, oh, well, I'm doing my homework. And I'm like, yeah, I resonate with him, I guess. Fuck you, dude. Who wants to see titties? But then again, I'm a girl and I see them every day. So, like, it's just me being a girl. I'm like, what's so special about seeing titties? I'm
Yeah,
like,
we just have them.
no,
They're
he's on
just
a
there.
point, though. He's got a point.
Yeah.
He's got a point. They're fantastic. But so we've got those two who are already established friends. Maddie, who just fucked off to nowhere, and then Lily. Lily, whose dad was sliced up at a
Pickle Man.
pickle factory?
Pickle Man.
Pickle Man.
I just call him Pickle Man.
I like it. Canon, Pickle Man.
I love pickles.
Pickle Man, who got, supposedly the rumor was bits and pieces of him were scattered throughout jars that were distributed out of Derry. And she gets bullied by them just throwing pickle jars in her locker.
What do they call her? They call her
Loony Lily.
Lily Bainbridge or something?
Yeah. And I'm just over here going, first of all, creative. Second of all, okay, so she's already traumatized. How much more can she go through? Like, how...
I know,
why
like,
does
that's
this matter?
mean, too. That's just
Yeah.
mean, because it's like her dead dad.
Yeah. Your dead dad, and you're just like, haha, your dad's dead. And I'm like,
Haha, your
"Jeez."
dad's the Pickle Man.
Like, your dad's the pickle man. You made me think of him like going around in like a pickle truck and just giving them pickles on a stick.
That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
the pickle man.
I would love him.
Start a food truck with pickles. Just like fried pickles on a stick.
That would work for me.
Different sauces. I'd be there. But for them to bully her with that, first of all, I'm thinking, wow, not only is the town of Derry fucked up, all of the kids in Derry are fucked up.
They're so rude.
They're so mean.
Yeah, they're like really mean for like no reason too. Like, I don't know.
Did you ever have the experience in like early middle school where you were just bullied the fuck out of everything?
I had a lot of... There was like some random like boys that would tease me. Like I feel like girls didn't mess with me because I went to like Catholic school and I was the only like emo kid. So I feel like girls were mostly like I'm not doing that. You know, they were like I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to bother her. I feel like girls never bothered me. They never bothered me. There were a few boys that would come, but honestly, I never really take stuff I guess I did for a little bit, but not as bad as like some kids.
Oh, I was a kid that took everything personally.
Well, and it's easy to do when you're young. So, like, I kind of understand, like, them showing that, too. Because, like, certain things, like, if someone was making fun of me now, I would just be like, whatever. You know, back then, you're like, it's the end of the world.
I never thought it was the end of the world. Mama Ace was always just raising me of, like, be a good kid and, like, be nice to others because you never know what somebody else is going through. And, like, she instilled that in me so much that when I was getting bullied, I was just like... oh no, everyone's so mean and I just don't understand. And it took so many years, like up until high school, I was just like, people are fucking assholes. And you know what? That's why I don't fuck with people and I just leave them alone and I want them to leave me alone.
I mostly just like did my own thing in middle school and high school. I didn't want to be bothered with people. Like I just didn't.
I fucking hated people. I just wanted to be left alone.
I still hate people.
But even as someone who was fucking bullied, nothing was that harsh.
Yeah, no,
nothing was ever that harsh. So in Derry, these kids are straight assholes.
I've seen that happen to other kids though, like really bad. But I want to say in this show, I'm like, you guys are like making fun of people's dead parents. You guys are like making fun of like they're crazy. And then what's her name? Marge trying to fit in with the like girls who aren't even that cool. They're not even that cool.
She has their name like the patty cakes
or
some shit, and I'm sitting there going, what the fuck type of high school musical bullshit is like, hello?
She's also a really bad friend to Lily.
She's a horrible friend.
Like I know she's a kid, so I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt while I was watching. But I was like, because I'm like, she is a kid, and like to some kids, I guess that's like the biggest thing. Like, I need to be popular. Like, I can't relate to that. I'm sure some people watching could probably relate to that. I can't relate to that because I never really gave a shit about that kind of stuff as a kid. But like, that's why I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. But I'm like, girl, you are such a bad friend. When she's like, you need to come back like with the patty cakes, and Lily's like, people are dead and that's what you care about. Like,
dude, I'm so glad you brought up Marge because we are going to be talking about her a lot in episode 2.
She makes me laugh.
And 3 because she's hilarious.
She's funny. The actress is doing really good with her.
Like, okay, I'll relate to Marge. She was the only reason I was like, okay, not all these characters are horrible. She's horrible, but she's not horrible.
She is horrible, but I don't hate her, if that makes sense. She's a fun character, I feel like. Also, I was laughing really hard in the first season where she's like, do these glasses make my eyes look big?
Be honest.
Like, yeah, she's like, that lady's a sadist.
So, with these characters that we know already, they meet Ronnie, who works at the movie theaters with her dad, Hank, and she leads them into the theater because they're starting to see the fears of Maddie and hearing his voice, and like Lily sees his fingers in the drain. She's afraid of telling anyone, so she doesn't get sent back to that hospital. What is it?
I forget what it's called, but yeah, basically the psych ward.
The psych ward. And yeah, these kids go to the movie theater because that's where their sign is to be led. They get Ronnie involved, who helped Maddie previously get away from being reprimanded.
Also, I hate that guy that was mad at him for being at the movie theater. I was like, you're a dick. Like, who cares?
Just fucking who cares? But they go into the movie theater. They see Maddie on the big screen holding the demon baby.
Yeah.
When it comes out of the screen, Edie, I'm just over there going, the fuck is happening? What is this?
Once again, I hate that baby. So when I saw that, I was like, this shit again?
Yeah, I thought we were done. I thought it would kill Maddie and it's over. And it's the first time I've actually seen somebody else's scare affect other characters.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Because Pennywise is all about personal fear.
Yeah.
It's all about saying, I'm going to find exactly what makes you afraid of me and bring it out. To which case, you are now afraid of me because I have your worst fear.
That's what I've always liked about Pennywise, because that's so, like, he's getting in the individual's mind and, like, doing...
It's gold.
It's almost like, and a lot of times it's in a funny way, you know, to us as viewers, but imagine if that was you.
Right, but that's why it makes it so personal. So if it's like, if I saw, let's say, you know, my sister's fear, I would just be like, that's silly. The fuck, why are you afraid of that? And I think that's why it's so important that that's how Pennywise is defeated, where it's like, you fight each other's fears because you're not afraid of it.
Right.
But it's the first time where I've seen somebody else's fear, another character's fear, scare other kids.
Right.
You know, it was weird, but I wasn't mad at that. The thought of that didn't make me mad. What did make me mad was the CGI chase scene. But then, once when all the kids were dead, one of my favorite scenes in the movie theater is where you see little Susie, Phil's younger sister, reaching for Lily, and Lily is reaching for her, saying, Susie, come on. And then it just smash cuts, like, to her screaming. And then at the end, which you don't see, you see at the beginning of season 2, is Lily still holding Susie's hand when she meets up with Ronnie.
Yeah.
After what happened.
And then there's that big scream, and...
Yeah.
I would have screamed harder than that, personally.
I mean, there was a smash cut, so maybe she was gearing up for it. She's just, like, starting to scream and then just smash cut. It's pretty
that scene
wild.
was... I do like that scene, though. Just because the first episode, in my opinion, was so slow that I was like, okay, I was like, okay, we're getting nothing, and then we got that, so...
Yeah.
I still wasn't, like, fully pleased, but it helped.
I think it also made it super slow in the first episode just because it had the B plot of the Air Force Base, and we're just getting to know these characters. And I know it's a huge character introduction, but honestly, it just felt like, why is this here?
No, and that's how I felt too. I felt like, okay, this is just filler. And obviously now it's not, but I felt in the first episode, I was like, I don't really care. And then I also did see, like, the Hanlon last name, and I was like, okay, because love the Hanlons. But...
I think that's what really sold it, because, again, we just see the Air Force Base. Once when you hear the last name Hanlon, you're like, oh, this is going to be bigger than just a B plot. But as of right now, in the first episode, it's like, okay, so we're just there. There's nothing to do with Pennywise at the Air Force Base. Like, why does this matter?
I was very confused about
later,
that.
But I was just like, this doesn't feel like it fits.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I was thinking the same thing, and also kind of just like, I don't care about this. And then now I'm like, okay.
Exactly. Just like, why should I care about this? But, I mean... Again, we see it tie into the next episodes, but
yeah.
Bottom line, the first episode was so slow that it just made me not really care about the second episode. I kind of put off watching it.
I did too.
And clearly we watched it now and we're just like, oh, it got better.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the second episode, since we're on the topic of things getting better. Episode 2 was titled The Thing in the Dark. So I'm now thinking, just with that title alone, finally we get to see Pennywise, right?
Right. Wait, question, before I ask you, well, actually, I need to ask you a question. The lampshade scene was in the first episode, right?
Yes.
I think it was the first episode.
Yes.
Because I wanted to mention that, because that was crazy.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, like, that scene where, what is his name? Teddy? Teddy and Phil. I keep mixing them up because they were friends.
Yeah.
Teddy's father is speaking to him about the
Holocaust.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's Jewish. Yeah. And then the lamp scene happens. And I'm like, that is terrifying.
And again, that's a personal fear.
Yes, but that was terrifying. That was a cool scene. I wanted to add that too, because I forgot. I was like, I think it's the first episode, because, okay, so I did like that scene. So I'm just throwing that out there, because I wanted to mention it.
Yeah, no, it's good, because especially with the personalized scares for them, the only two that we see in season 1 is through Teddy and Lily.
Yeah.
We don't see any from anyone else. So it's like, those are the two scares. Those are, like, actually the scares that you have for those. And I mean, like, that was it. And that's all we had to cling to. So, I mean, I would hope that they did better with them, but those were the two most notable ones that we had for Pennywise scares.
Yeah, that was... I thought that was a very, very good one.
I'll agree.
And I'm not Jewish, but that was still creepy.
It's creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that would creep out. I feel like, that's a very personal fear too, especially after the conversation he had, because he didn't know about it. His dad, like, told him. He was like, what? And that's still pretty creepy, though, in my opinion. That whole scene.
I called it the Ed Gein lamp in my notes.
It literally was. It literally was an Ed Gein lamp.
The skid lamp.
It was.
Why he thought of that? Out of all the things of the Holocaust you could think about, that was the one. Sorry. Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
I'm
God.
sorry, everyone. So episode 2, Teddy and Phil are just dead. Teddy,
I was
Phil, and
really
Susan.
surprised about
they're
that.
Just dead. So going into episode 2, who did you think the center would be besides Lily?
I was going to say, obviously, Lily. I don't think I thought about it that hard, to be honest. I was just kind of like, I kind of assumed they were going to bring in more characters after that, obviously, because I thought Teddy and Phil were going to be the main characters, which I think everybody did. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was so crazy. Like, that actually did shock me. That was very shocking to me. I was like, wait, I thought these kids were going to, like, be... And honestly, I kind of was, like, getting a little, even though I didn't feel like the kids fit that well together, I kind of was like, when they started, like, talking to Lily and stuff, I was like, okay, they are kind of fitting. Because now I don't feel like they fit that well yet. Like, there's just something... I don't know if it's the casting in general or just the characters. I'm not sure. But I personally feel like they aren't fitting that well together. That's just my opinion.
No, I agree with that opinion. I share a similar opinion where it's me thinking, they don't fit well together as a friend group.
Yeah.
And to be fair, neither did the first group of kids.
That's true.
Original.
Not at first,
whatnot.
yeah.
But the movie builds them together, where in the series I'm thinking, they don't fit well together, but they have a common entity, which is Maddie, and they have a common goal of figuring out the mystery. So I could see them coming together by the end of the series and being a friend group. But after the events of episode 1 of them just dying, I mean, like, there's no way for them to feasibly fit together no matter what. So They kind of took that element away from us completely of, let me get used to these characters. But to your point, you were getting used to them being together. You were getting used to the friend group saying, this is the established kid group. Now let me learn who they are together instead of separate.
Right.
And then you just never do.
And then they just die. You're like,
goodbye.
You're like, I already didn't feel this. Now I'm starting to feel it a little bit. And they just kill them.
The minute you're like, okay, this is what you've set for me. These are the parameters. These are the characters. All right, now let's get into the story. Let me get used to it. And you settle into them as a friend group. You don't like it. They're not there yet, but you settle into it.
Yeah.
By episode 2, I'm like, cool, so we have no established characters.
Basically.
Besides Lily and Ronnie,
I was going to say Lily.
Air Force Base, you have no established characters.
Yeah.
Because the family in the car were Pennywise, so they're not established characters. You've got the kids. They're dead. You've got their parents. Not even seen. So we've got Lily, Ronnie, and the Air Force Base. That's it. So me thinking for this plot for episode 2, I'm just going, none of this matters. I'm going to watch this episode, and if nothing happens by the end of this episode, I'm probably just going to scrap this because nothing fucking matters. Nothing has happened that makes me go, oh, our characters are in for some shit. I'm just going, wow, Lily sure is traumatized again.
Yeah. Wait,
This
what do you
poor
think?
girl.
What do you think of Lily? I really like her, actually.
By episode 2, I like her.
Me too, because the first episode, I was kind of like, eh.
The first episode, I'm going, wow, she is so traumatized it hurts. She's already got so much going for her. I hope she's the first one to die, so she doesn't have anything else going on.
You're like, I don't want her to deal with this anymore, anymore.
Put her out of her misery. This is so upsetting. And it's just the fact of, like, me going, my God, how bad can it get for her? Apparently, it can get so much fucking worse.
Exactly. No, I agree with you. We actually have a lot of the same opinions on this series, I think, in general, because we talked a little before, too. But, yeah, I feel the same. I liked her more after episode 2. Then, like, I didn't not like her in the first one, I just didn't really feel a connection yet.
It's the same of, like, trying to find a connection in a character so you're invested in the series. Mm-hmm. By episode 2, I am now invested in Lily.
Yeah, me too.
Completely.
Me too.
I went from going to wish that she was the first one to die to, no, let's see where this goes. We'll get into a little bit with, episode 2 was also just talking about Hanlon and introducing his wife and his son. So enter in his son, Will. The minute he showed up on screen, I go, oh, he's part of the new kid group.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. No. And then I thought, this has got to be the connection of Pennywise to the Air Force Base.
Yeah.
Which you find out is actually not true. It's bigger than that. The connection with Pennywise and the Air Force Base still seems to be a huge-ass mystery at this point with episode 2 until we start finally getting into certain things where there's a secret mission going on and secret clearance and, you know, you start to see the town of Derry interacting with Hanlon. And, of course, it's the 60s. You're going to get some racist assholes.
Yep. There are lots of racist assholes in there.
Especially in Derry.
Yes.
Their sheriff? God.
That is, the chief of chief of police.
Chief of
right?
police, yeah.
Same guy. Okay. Yeah. Clint. I think his name's Clint.
Either way,
mixing up their names.
He's being an asshole. So the two cops outside of Hank, Ronnie's dad, outside of their house where they're talking about like, oh, Hank's the kid murderer. And it's like, he's got a solid alibi though for not being there at the time. And instead of playing that up of like, oh, the cops doing their job, there's the cops in the car where one seems too serious and the other's kind of joking like a little rookie.
Yeah.
And then they're both just laughing by the end of it, making jokes about it. And I'm just like, okay. Clearly nobody in this town fucking cares.
Wasn't the one guy kind of like, well, it had to be him. Wasn't that the cops? They're like, he did it. He's black. He did it. And I'm like...
The cops were literally like, a black man with kids in the theater, you know, he fucking murdered them because they showed up dead. It has to be him.
Yeah.
So they're trying to pin blame. They're trying to find him.
They're trying to find anything, basically, because the town is getting on them. So they're like, oh, we got to come up with something.
Pretty much. Like, even in this episode, we get the clear civil issues of, you know, race. But it was the problem of the city. Well, the town is basically saying, like, hey, these kids are dead and you're not doing anything about it. And he's just like, well, I got to do my job. I have to do something to do my job. But then you see him flip immediately at the bar.
Yeah.
The whole bar scene of him saying, oh, well, I've got to do my job. You know, there's rules. I'm sitting there going, oh, at least he's got something. But then you see him later in the episode taking the word of a little girl saying, yeah, I can't say he's not in there. Cool, lock him up, he's guilty.
Yeah.
Which where was it? They were making fun of him at school. And it was Will and I think Rich at this point. They were making fun of him in the school, basically saying like, well, they can't just arrest an innocent guy. You know, this is America. And Will looks over him being a black kid and he goes, are we talking about the same country?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, that one. That right there. Anyway, moving on to the next point, where Will's just kind of like, no. Like, it's weird to say because even Rich is of Hispanic descent.
Right, yeah, 100%.
I think he's like Cuban.
I don't, did they say? He just looks Spanish.
I feel like they said he was Cuban at some point.
As a Latino,
Like, yeah.
he looks Spanish to me, of some sort.
Yes. But it was just kind of funny where I'm just like, I feel like he should also be having problems in Derry.
Yeah,
He's bullied at school, but I feel like his family should be having problems in racist Derry. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I didn't really think of that, but now that you say that, it makes sense.
Yeah.
That he would, but...
So I feel like it's an oversight on them just playing up, racism against one culture when it's like, no, in a town like Derry, everyone's racist against everyone else.
Yeah, I think they all just hate each other no matter what. I mean, it even seems like all the white people hate each other.
They do. They truly do.
Yeah, like they all hate each other.
So I like that you brought up Marge and her relationship with Lily.
I love Marge, but I hate her at the same time.
Yeah. By episode 2, you see that she checks in with Lily to, like, make sure that everything's okay and, like, she's still good. And she's just like, I'm trying to beat the weird allegations for you, but you're not making it easy. We gotta get him with the patty cakes. And Lily's just over there, point and blank, saying, like, these boys are dead. She's
like, girl, people have died.
Yeah.
And Marge is just like, I don't care. I want to be popular.
And it's one of those things of like, okay, Regina George, sit down. We totally understand, but also, maybe your friend's not on board.
I'm slightly confused, though, because I would think that the group that she wants to impress so bad would be cooler. Like, they're not even that cool.
The patty cakes are not cool.
Like, they're so lame. I'm like, what? Like,
but given that it's Derry, I guess they're the coolest.
I guess so.
They just sit there and play different, like, little patty cake hand games.
I feel like they could have made them, like, cooler, though. Like, I don't know.
They could have at least made them wealthy. I don't know. I feel like wealth in Derry would be something because it's Derry. And previously established, Derry isn't a really wealthy town, but it's a good town to live in with families and, culture.
And Pennywise.
And Pennywise. They don't know that it's good to live there with Pennywise, but, as long as you're not... Just anytime he shows up, just go on vacation. And then come back to Derry. And then when he's fed and he goes back into hibernation, go back to Derry. And, greatest place to live.
I've always thought about that in basically all of these, in the movies too. Like, I would just leave.
Honestly. It's not like you've got anything
because it seems like
you.
He doesn't leave there. So, like, I would just be like, bye.
I'm glad you said that too. We'll get into that in episode 3 of him leaving or not leaving a certain area.
Oh yeah, okay.
What the fuck? But just go on vacation, man. Just leave, come back, and be like, nah, he's fed, he's happy, he's full, go back. Going to work. Normal day. Especially when you find out the pattern of, like, he only shows up every some odd years. It's like, what, 27 years or some shit?
I think, yeah, exactly. I think 27 years.
So it's like, okay, every 27 years we just go on a big-ass vacation. Or I don't know, move.
But they didn't know that yet.
They don't know it yet.
Yeah, they don't know it yet.
I need them to know. Just go on vacation. Anyone that lives in Derry, just go on vacation. But Marge not fitting in with the cool girls, like, she is also lame.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they're not meshing.
She's such a little dork.
She is a little dork. I fucking love her. She's so
That's
obsessed.
why I like her, though, because she's just so funny and she's just trying so hard. But I'm also like, you're not a good friend to, like, your actual friend, because those girls don't care. Like, those girls do not care about her. Like, she could die and they'd probably just be like, whatever.
They'd probably be like, oh, she's not in school today. Let's vandalize her locker. Like,
or she's, like, trying to make... There's a scene where she's trying to make fun of somebody. There's 2 different scenes where she's trying to make fun of somebody. There's one where she's sitting at the table, and then there's the... when... I think it was, like, before Ronnie and Lily had a conversation when Ronnie's like, that's bullshit.
Yeah. So...
There's a scene before that where Marge is, like, making fun of someone or saying something, and the girl's like, and the other girls are laughing, and the main, like, mean girl is like, didn't she wear that cardigan yesterday?
Yeah, it's like even Marge can't be popular because they'll take her down a peg anytime the group starts to like her a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Like if you're laughing a little too hard at one of her jokes, the main girl's just gonna be like,
She's like, you're not gonna outshine me, girl.
Yeah.
Like, no.
So it's like no matter what she does, damned if she does, damned if she doesn't. But it's the fact of like, your friend Lily is right here.
Yeah.
And she's being nice to you. And you keep telling her, no, you gotta come join us, hang out with us. Like you're a part of a group.
Yeah.
She is the most isolated character that we have to date.
Yeah.
Not even Maddie, because at least Maddie had people he could talk to. And him and Lily seemed like good enough friends.
I
Marge
kind
is
of wanted
alone.
to see more of Maddie and Lily. Like, because it seemed like they had a connection, somewhat.
I did
As
until the
friends,
kiss
even
scene.
though he wanted more.
Yeah. The minute the kiss scene happened, I was like, I don't need to see any more of them.
Cringy. That was
Yeah.
cringy.
I
I
don't need to
must
see any more
say.
of them together.
The way he turns over, too. There's, like, a specific way that he turns towards her, and he's like, Happy New Year.
It's so childlike, so I can at least appreciate that, because they're kids. And that's such a kid thing to do, because you think of what you've seen on TV, and that's like, it was so mimicked of, like, old movies. That,
That
like,
hiding spot
fuck
was
you.
cool, though.
That was a dope spot.
That was, that
tower that
is
overlooks
really
Derry.
cool. That is cool.
I wish I had a spot like that.
That was,
Especially
that
when I
was
was a
really
kid,
cool.
I would have been cool.
We had a rooftop spot when I was younger. That was pretty cool.
I had a Taco Bell parking lot in high school. That's where all the cool kids met up.
I mean, whatever
Baja
works. You know?
blasted. So, there was a little scene in there that just kind of made me stop and go, what the fuck? Do you understand the hate for Paul Bunyan?
Which one is Paul? See the names. The names.
No, like the actual, like, Paul Bunyan, like, ye old tale of Paul Bunyan, who traveled around with a blue ox named Babe.
Oh, no, I don't even think I've ever heard that, so.
Oh, shit.
I'm like,
crazy.
wait, is that a character?
No.
Because, like,
So
I
the old
literally
tale of
have,
Paul
like...
Bunyan was just like, he's an old lumberjack that traveled across the country with an axe, and he's like, a 20-foot tall, like, statue of a guy who walks around with a blue ox named Babe.
Oh, that's the guy that's
Yeah.
in the town.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yes.
They're building a statue of him, and this old lady's just
Yes.
like, it's an eyesore, they should take
It's
it
an
down.
eyesore,
I'm sitting
yeah.
there going, is this going anywhere? Because if so, why is it even fucking mentioned?
I'm wondering, because remember the kids, too, when Charlotte's walking down the street, the kids are like, screw you, Paul Bunyan, and they, like, throw something out of
they
the car.
throw the eggs.
Yeah, they
I'm
throw
sitting
the egg
there
on the
like-
sign.
What does that have to do with literally anything?
I don't know. I was wondering if there's going to be more...
Did they set something up previously of like, oh, the Paul Bunyan statue's going up and everyone's up in arms, but instead
No, it's
just
actually
like,
so funny you brought that up, because I wasn't thinking about that at all.
I like clocked it and I was just like, okay, is there some significance with this? And then just nothing. But I do remember it in the movies where it's like, oh, they go there and they talk about the Paul Bunyan statue just like being there and shit. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Oh my gosh,
It's there.
yeah, and I specifically remember it in the remake. I remember that
Yeah.
there's like a scene. That's so funny because I never really thought about it that hard.
Well, because I remembered it was a landmark in the remake of like, oh, this is a landmark in town that they like were drawing on the map and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's a crucial area right there. That's kind of like where the sewer connection is for like everything. So I'm like, okay, this is the building of it. But I'm over there going, why the fuck is the hate? I don't understand it.
Well, now that you bring it up, I think maybe they might touch on it. Now I'm curious. Now I want to know.
No. But let's get into a little bit of episode 2 with the scares, the show of scares that they had, because now we start to see some more personalized scares from the kids. It's not just, oh well, where's Maddie? Here's Maddie's fear. It's a bigger thing. It's here's your personalized fear. For instance, we have Ronnie.
That scared me.
Here we go with the birth scene again.
That scene, okay. That scene actually would be because as someone if my dead mother came at me like that, I would scream.
I legit felt so suffocated watching her with the blanket.
That was
like,
crazy.
Pushing on it.
That was so scary.
Oh, dude. When you start to see her push on it and it has that like water whooshing sound, I was like, oh fuck, she's in a womb.
That was creepy. That was so creepy. And like that was the first scene that I was like, because my biggest fear is being like claustrophobic. Like I don't like being like in a little. That would scare. That actually creeped me out more than any scene. Like I was like, oh my gosh, that's terrifying. That scene was crazy.
I don't
that
understand what is with them in the birth scenes, because so you see her like kind of pushing on a womb-like situation, and then you just see her like being birthed.
I don't know who
born.
Who directed this? Do you know?
Out, I could probably.
They have like a birth fetish or something, because there's a lot of birth going on. Ugh. I know Bill helped. I think he helped produce it, right, or something.
Yes, Bill Skarsgård is a producer.
He's cute.
He is cute. We like him. We're okay.
He's not very cute as Pennywise, but he's a cute man.
Debatable. JK. I'm just saying.
Hey, I mean, you're not the only one that thinks that. There are lots of people that think that.
Yeah, no, I'm good with the Pennywise thing, but he's cute. Let's see.
Pennywise or Bill?
Bill. Bill specifically.
Sure. No, I was just curious because I don't think I actually looked up who directed it or whatever, but there is a lot of birth going on in the show.
There's so much, and it freaks me out because
it's probably going to be more.
Do that. As like even the cinematography of the birth scenes, it's like it's always a close up of like what a would-be vag is, and then just like
not a would-be
thing coming out. Well, because this time the vag was just a fucking pillow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was like, instead of flesh curtains, you got fucking pillow curtains coming out.
That was scary.
Like, what the fuck is happening? You see her come out with an umbilical cord? And as she's like pulling on the umbilical cord saying, "You split me in two," I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh my god, and then like when her mom's, imagine that, you're just like, your parent dies and that's like what you hear.
Oh god. So Ronnie's sufficiently traumatized already, despite like worrying that her dad's going to jail.
Poor Ronnie. I feel bad for her.
Lily and Ronnie have it hard, okay?
And I feel like they could be good friends if they weren't like, because now they're like being turned against each other, basically.
In this episode, they are turned against each other, and it all falls on Lily telling the cops what actually happened that night to Ronnie's dad, saying he wasn't at the theater, saying Hank wasn't at the theater. But with her saying he wasn't there, the chief of police saying, "Hey, I don't need you to tell me that he's not there. Can you confirm that he wasn't there?"
Yeah.
For sure. And her saying no, it's a whole setup. They're just trying to get
they were setting her
alibi. Up. They seriously were, and I wish Ronnie knew that. But unfortunately, in this episode, she fucking doesn't. Because it's this whole turnaround of, hey, he didn't do it, he's got a solid alibi, to, well, he did it, and we're going to prove that he did no matter what. Put him in jail.
Well, it's like, I kind of was thinking, too, I was like, damn, if I was in Lily's position, like, what would I do? Because you don't want to, like, you don't want to fuck someone else over, but then she doesn't want to go back to the psych ward, so I'm like, damn, I wonder what I would do in that situation. Like,
I do think it's interesting, though, that she gets sent back anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
So she has her whole pickle meltdown at the store because Pennywise is at the store. I absolutely love that scene with the
That's my favorite scene.
Shelves, like it was beautiful. And again, we see the individualized scares.
That is my favorite scene of the whole series so far.
Is in the grocery store where her dad is just, you see the body parts of the pickles, and like they form this thing and say, "Kiss for daddy."
Oh, that when he's like the kiss for daddy. Also, I was like, yes. It reminds me a bit of like "Kiss Me, Fat Boy," the whole quote a little bit. So I was laughing so hard, and it also was reminiscent of like Pennywise scaring the shit out of you, but it being really corny at the same time.
Yes.
Like, and that's something I love about Pennywise, because it's like, because he's a clown, so he does silly shit, but it's also terrifying.
It's only terrifying to the person seeing it, and that's, again, why we love it so much, because it's like, oh, well, I'm not scared of that, but that's funny as hell.
I wasn't scared. I literally ate a pickle right after that, because I love pickles. God. I'm not kidding, it made me want pickles.
You're over there going, oh yeah, body parts and pickle jars. I could use a snack.
The way they zoom in on like the dad in the pickle jar too, I was laughing so hard. But yeah, I'm not even lying. Like that's not even a joke. I went and got a pickle after that.
Oh my god. I love that. I love that about you.
They're so good. I love pickles.
I was thinking more like Ferris Bueller of like, do you have a kiss for daddy? And instead, like, you see the little tongue flick out of the massive, like, chunks of flesh.
Oh yeah,
just like,
he's sticking
gross.
the tongue out. And she's just like, she looks terrified.
Oh my
That's
God.
that is a great scene, actually. I really love that scene.
It was perfect. It was great. It's a classic Pennywise scare in an otherwise not classic Pennywise setting.
I also love it being in the grocery store. Like I like, yeah, that was really cool. I don't know. I thought that was definitely my favorite thing that's happened so far, which might be kind of sad.
No.
That's my favorite, but
it was one of those things of you normally see Pennywise in like the dark corner, or you see him like in broad daylight in front of a creepy house, and then you see him, you know, in the sewer. This is a grocery store, a well-lit grocery store with everyone around. So it's just so much of like, this is not the typical place you would see him in.
Right.
And he still pulled off a scare that fantastic.
Yeah. No, that was good.
I loved everything about it. So when you see Lily and Ronnie come together of like, hey, I saw this thing, and now they need proof to get Hank out of jail. Because no one's going to believe Lily. She brings that up to Ronnie of, no one's going to believe me, even if I did tell them the truth. They're just going to send me back to the loony bin.
Well, because she's already seen as crazy, so.
Yeah, they call her Loony Lily. It's like, yeah, they're just going to send you back. But then when she does tell them, it doesn't matter. The chief of police tells her, like, oh, well, you know how this is going to look, so I need you to tell me it was Hank anyway. Whatever setup.
Totally set her up.
Yeah. But
Also,
with the pickle scene, she goes back anyway.
I guess it was the 60s, but, like, she's just, like, questioned as, like, how old are they? Like, 12?
12.
Like,
yeah, no parent around.
she's just questioned by herself, so, like, of course,
pulled her out of school.
It's easy to, like, set up a child
Yeah.
at that time. Like, I wouldn't know what to do if I was 12 being questioned by... I'd probably, like, be nervous, too, which she was.
She was so nervous. She was so scared, and just, like, having the chief kind of threaten her, essentially. It's like, yeah, as a 12-year-old, you're just going to be like, okay, whatever you want, man.
I was also kind of thinking, like, she was like, oh, I'm so, like, I don't want to go back there, but I'm like, well, your mom kind of sucks. Like, I think I might rather be in the psych ward.
Dude, no joke. Her mom is the one that sends her back.
Yeah.
Like, out of all that, she goes, I don't want to go back, and you know how it'll look. And then she tells them anyway. And her mom's like, I think you need to go back.
I wouldn't even want to be by her mom. Her mom
Juniper
seems so,
Hill.
like, mean.
Juniper Hill.
Oh, Juniper. Yeah,
Sends
yeah.
her back to Juniper Hill.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's so fucking stupid. So you ratted out your friend's dad and then went back to the psych ward anyway. And now you got to come back and deal with both of those things. Like, Lily's so messed up, and I feel so bad for her that I'm just like, she's traumatized enough. Leave her alone.
Leave her alone. Leave Brittany alone.
Leave Brittany alone. But after all of this is said and done, you have Lily and Ronnie, after Lily comes out of Juniper Hill again for, like, what, a week? Mm-hmm. I would say that's a vacation. So she comes back, and Margie's still just going like, oh, well, you know, you could still get in with the patty cakes. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Frickin' Marge.
Ronnie seems to be the only person that Lily can talk to. Mm-hmm. As far as a friend who knows what she's going through. So I love
she understands, yeah.
I love that they started that kinship with them. And then we have a B plot of the Air Force Base after Major Hanlon gets attacked on the Air Force Base.
Yeah, that was crazy too.
Yeah, and he's just trying to figure out who did what and why. And he finds out that it's all a test.
All a test.
Like, General Shaw, he reports to General Shaw saying, like, hey, you know, I can't believe that Major's confessed. Like, I'm still trying to figure it out because he doesn't seem like the type. He's a racist asshole, but he's not, you know, he's not the one that did it. But I still feel this way. And that's where it's revealed, like, oh, well, it was all set up. I just wanted to make sure that, you know, you were the right guy for this job. And it's like, hold up, what? The deception.
That's crazy. I'd be so pissed.
Of Derry.
I'd be so pissed if I was him. Like, that whole... Yeah, no, but I mean, I'd be even more pissed, I think.
He's so pissed that he's still trying to find the culprits.
I feel like he was fairly, like, tame about it, though. Like, I'd be really mad.
He keeps his composure very well.
Yeah.
Because even when he's confronted with Dick Halloran and his wife, like, just talking casually about what happened, he's just kind of like, Yep.
Yeah.
Like, he got attacked and they're just like, hey, I want you to know we caught the guy that did it. And he goes, okay. He keeps his cool so well that, believe it or not, he is the character I resonate with.
Okay.
By episode 2, I'm just sitting there going, okay, you got me.
See, if I was in his position, I would lose it. So...
I mean, Major Hanlon totally had my respect at that point. I'm like, okay, you're cool, calm, collected, and you're still going to get shit done. Something tells me that he's going to slit this guy's throat in prison in his sleep.
Yeah.
Type shit. Like, so I'm waiting for it. And he did something exponentially cooler that we'll talk about. But after all this is still said and done, we still don't see Pennywise.
Nope. No Pennywise.
We see his scares. We still don't see him. So it's at that point where Lily and Ronnie say, hey, this is the time we're going to get proof. We're going to get proof and free your dad. They kind of have like a pact together at this point of like, we're going to get this.
Yeah, so they like band together to try to basically, yeah.
So the thing that made me angry about this episode specifically was the B-side plot with the Air Force Base. So we see, like, Dick have the sense, the black spot.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's a weird tie-in for this movie.
So...
Well, the series. I feel like it's a weird tie-in for this series.
So, like, the fact that that was, like, part of the novel, like him doing the whole like black spot thing, I'm like, okay, that's cool. That is cool because it's, I don't know, it's bringing something from the book, but also what does it have to do with this in particular?
Right. This entire time we're looking at the mystery of what does the Air Force Base have to do with Pennywise? What does this have to do with the whole ordeal that the kids are having? And I'm thinking maybe it was a tie-in with Will, and it's not. And then we find out that, oh, he has a sense for this. And we're getting close to this weapon, right? We're getting close to this weapon to end the Cold War. And it's going to instill fear in every man that sees it. And so we have Dick, who's like their wild card. And I'm just over here going, I still don't understand how this connects to Pennywise until they say instills fear in every man. And I go, are they hunting Pennywise with the government?
I didn't think about that, but... That's actually
I'm literally thinking the Air Force Base is on this top secret mission to...
Wait, that's actually a good theory, though. That's a good theory. Like, it makes sense. I didn't personally think that hard about it, but now that you say that...
It's the point where these characters, like, specifically General Shaw, knows more than us, the viewer. Which is a great thing to do as, like, a direction and stuff. It's a great way to keep us invested of, like, oh, I want to know what they know. But it's to the point where it's pissing me off because I'm like, how does this connect to each other? Especially when they look at him and they say, oh, well, we're getting close to it because they're starting to have doubts about Dick, like, being able to sense it. And he's like, no, we're getting close. And it's when they raise the car out of the hole at their dig site and it's just a car full of skeletons. I'm like, what the fuck are these connections? And when will they connect?
Yeah.
Because how does that... Okay, we're getting close to something terrifying. All right, we got a car full of skeletons. All right, at one point was there a lake and the car fell in, everyone died and drowned, and then, Earth happens and it just dried up and became a pit? Like, what are we doing? What? I can't make the connection, and maybe it's just because I'm dumb, but I'm like...
No,
okay.
Because you're actually thinking about those things harder than I am, so especially the last thing you just said... That is actually a great theory. Like, that's a really good theory. And
they're literally using the Air Force to have
those are
mission to find Pennywise to end the Cold War.
No, you have all good questions, though, in my opinion. Because I was wondering, too, how it ties in. Like, I was like, I mean, it's starting to tie in more, but I was a little confused on the whole Air Force thing to begin with.
I'm still confused, and
Well, yeah, it's confusing.
It developed this B-side or a C plot from the B plot, because now we've got the natives that were standing on the side of the dig site watching them dig, and I'm just like, we have Native Americans on motorcycles. What is happening with this dig site in the Air Force Base? That is like so confusing with this tie-in, and that's where we go straight into episode 3, titled "Now You See It," which I love it because it's it. We finally get to see him as
now you see it.
Episode, as the episode is titled. We get to finally see Pennywise. So it opens to a flashback that we don't know who that child is at first, but we find out later that it's General Shaw as the child. But we see the child, essentially befriending Native American kids and like playing with them in a field after like going to a circus and being afraid of this hollowed out man.
His friend his name was Francis, right?
Francis, yes.
Yeah, okay.
So Francis is at the circus with his dad. He goes through this like hall of, oddities and curiosities and this kind of hall of horrors section where there's a man there who is casted with little light. He's basically hollowed out. He's got like sunken in eyes, like no eye on the right side, whatever, like super slender skin and bones type looking thing where it's like, cool. Here's a freak show with a malnourished man. How terrifying in the 60s, but modern day.
That's my kind of freak show.
I'm just like, please, just feed him. He'll be okay. But he's terrified of this man, right?
I would be too.
I mean,
in person? I don't know. Back then? Maybe not now.
Yeah, if I was 12, I would probably be afraid of him. But
yeah,
now I'm just kind of like, I've seen worse in my previous jobs. So...
Yeah,
we're good.
literally.
I mean, if you go down on OBT right now, there's probably a crackhead who looks the same. But it's just the fact of, okay, he's terrified of this man. He goes into the woods while he's playing with the Native American children, which, like, good on him. He's a good egg. Was a good egg until he did that whole test shit. He was a good egg as a kid. He goes and he's playing with them, and he enters the woods, later that we see in this flashback, where he sees the hollowed man just running at him. And let me tell you something. That fucker is creepy. But besides from that, he's just like running on all fours, which everyone knows how I feel about creepy crawlies, and this fucking guy is crawling at this child, sprinting even on all fours with all 4 fucking limbs, where I'm just like, why are you doing this? Why is this a thing? Please fucking stop. And then by the time he stops, he gets to the edge of the woods because his friend, who we later find out his name is Rose, helps him by using the slingshot that he gave her as a little gift for giving him water. She hits him with a rock, and they escape. And as soon as he's still running, she says, "You can stop now. He doesn't leave the woods." And I'm going, so this ancient evil has been around for so long that we have a boundary line of where he does and does not go. So I want to know how he crosses that boundary line to get into Derry. Because at that point, the town is built up to it. You see that Pennywise, like, infests Derry with his scares. But where is that dividing line now? Is it right outside of Derry? Did they build Derry on top of this? There's still no established, like, guidelines for me of where this town sits in relativity to the dig site and relative to where that forest is. So the dig site, I guess, was some burial ground. And that's why they have a problem with the Air Force Base digging it up. Completely understandable. Stop fucking with shit that you're not supposed to fuck with. But they're trying to hunt for Pennywise. And the natives already know that Pennywise exists. So now I'm trying to find out the connection with those targets playing into what we have now with these children.
Do you think Francis is actually going to help her? Because he was, like, saying, like, I'll work with you, basically. Yeah, like, I don't think he's actually... I feel like he's just saying that, because he's like, oh, we were friends when we were little. But, like, I didn't get the vibe that he's actually going to...
Yeah. The whole
it seemed fake.
Like they had, where she said, I thought you wouldn't even remember my name. And he said, I didn't until I saw your name come across my desk.
Yeah.
And she goes, Derry has a way of making people forget when you leave.
Yeah.
What is that all about?
I don't know. Like,
If
all
you
I
leave
know...
and forget, I guess that's great, right?
Yeah. That just made... I don't know. He just seemed... That just... Him saying, I'm gonna help you, basically, seemed, like, fake to me. I don't know.
100%. It seems very disingenuous where it's like, oh, well, you say you're going to help, but you're just doing it for your own gain. The minute she doesn't help you with anything, you're going to throw her under the bus.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just from what we've seen of him, but I mean, like, even him just testing Hanlon, it's kind of like well, you're a deceptive guy. You've already kind of played in that you're a deceptive character. So him saying this to even someone that was his friend, whom he forgot about, I don't think he's going to help her at all. At all.
Yeah, I don't either. That's why I wanted to ask you. I was curious what you thought.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to help her at all. Fuck him.
I'll be surprised if he does. I'll be surprised.
I would love it if he did.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. But pretty much after that, we have our little creepy fucking crawly that I need to get over for a solid minute. I paused it and I got up and got a snack and came back. So that's how I feel about crawling. When it's people, it's not natural. Just stop doing it.
Yeah, it's very scary.
Yeah. So we see that Hank has been arrested.
Poor
He's been
Hank.
arrested for murdering children, even though they're still trying to prove that he's guilty while he's sitting in jail. Which
I'd be so mad if I was him too. I would be trying to bust out of that jail cell. He's so like, he's mad. He's really mad, but I'd be so much more mad than him. But I think he knows, like, the way he's viewed because he's black. Like, he doesn't want to, like, make it worse than it is.
I 100% can vouch for that. Like,
yeah,
when you're in trouble and you're dealing with a bunch of racists, you are trying to keep your head down so nothing can be held against you.
I get it, but also I'm like, mad for him. I'm like,
yes.
Bro, you didn't do shit. Like, you didn't do anything.
I am equally as mad for him as I am about the whole situation. He has to remain calm so us as the viewers can be mad for him.
Yeah, I am mad for him.
And Ronnie is mad too, so Ronnie out in the streets is being...
She should be.
A little anger bomb. She's just waiting to explode. I can feel it.
Poor Ronnie.
I feel so
when
bad
she
for
did
Ronnie.
that scene where she's like, this is bullshit, I was like, yeah, girl.
But I feel like Lily also needed to hear that because she's been dealing with Marge, who only cares about popularity, and Lily's over there. I feel like that was the turning point for her character development when Ronnie yells at her and says, this is bullshit, and you know it.
Yeah.
Because Lily's over there saying, Marge, kids are dead. Like, why the fuck are you obsessed over this? And then Lily's still contained in herself of like, well, I don't want to get in trouble. So Ronnie telling her that kind of snaps her character into gear of like, no, you're right, and we got to do something about it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because that is a turning point for our characters. And as far as our characters stacking up, is there a character at this point that you are latched to?
I don't know if I'm latched to, but I really like Dick, and I really like Charlotte.
I do like Charlotte. Charlotte's pretty cool.
You don't like Dick?
I mean, I'll like
I'm just
him
messing
later.
with you. I'm just messing with you. No, Charlotte, like, I don't know. She's cool. I like her. I wouldn't say, like, latched to her because I don't... I do want to see, obviously, I think everybody does. I want to see what's going to happen with Lily. But I still don't feel fully connected to anybody. Like, there's no... I don't want to say I'm not rooting for anybody, but, like, I don't know. It's kind of like... There's something... Okay, in my opinion, there's still something missing from the characters, from the series as a whole. I don't know what it is. I can't pinpoint what it is, but something is still missing for me. I wish I could describe what it is, but I don't know. I just think it's missing. It's lacking something.
Honestly, yeah. You put it very succinctly when you say something's missing, you don't know what it is, but something is missing. For me,
and a lot of people might be
Pennywise.
like, it's Pennywise, we want to see Pennywise, and I agree, but, like, I still feel like even as a whole, like, I mean, obviously, we all want to see more Pennywise. Like, we all want that.
For me,
like,
it's not even so much like I just want to see Pennywise. It's missing a lot of the scare elements with Pennywise. Like, we see his personalized scares for everyone, and it's not until we finally see it with Halloran where it's like, a scare on an adult. You know?
Yeah.
It's all just the kids and the kids conspiring together. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. But now we have this B side and this C side story where we're like, okay, so much is going on and we're missing a key element here. I think the key element is unity. And Pennywise brings that unity where it's,
I agree.
Hey, we're on this common enemy and we need to get rid of it. And I think we do see that at the end of episode 3, where we start to see the kids together going like, hey, I believe you. And they develop the pictures. Let's talk real quick about that chase scene in the graveyard, because I fucking hated that.
I don't know if I hated it, but it was... You're talking about where they're like on the bikes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't hate it. I just was kind of like, okay.
I love the kids like trying to summon a demon essentially, and then Rich like just fucking it up because he's not actually trying. He's just like, oh yeah, once when this happens, you can't leave the circle. Like, here's these very strict rules. And he's like, I gotta take a whiz. It's like, did you say we can't leave the circle? And he's like, oh, well, it's okay if you come right back.
I kind of like Rich. He's funny.
Rich is like one of my favorites. He's so obsessed with Marge.
He gives me like, I don't want to say this because I compare too much, but like he gives me Richie vibes from like original, maybe not as goofy as Richie, but like just the goofy like because I feel like they all kind of are tying into a certain character a little bit, not all of them, but some of them. I've got that vibe a little bit, but I like his like goofiness.
I like that he's goofy and he's just so not serious.
Yeah,
but I also love that he's obsessed with Marge.
Yeah, it's so funny, the scene where they're like zooming in on her.
You just hear like the soft music and he's so obsessed. He's just like, this is the woman of my dreams. And it's like, you're 12.
It's so funny.
You don't know what to do with these feelings. You're 12. And then just like him being a straight up horny 12-year-old where he's just like, who has the best tatas in class? And Will's over there going, I'm not paying attention to that. I'm like, there's always got to be one of you. That's
so funny.
It was Phil and the other one, and then Phil died, so it's got to be Rich. But
yeah, they have to have one horny 12-year-old.
Yeah, and Rich is like the perfect one because he's so not serious about anything that it's fitting for him. It's not.
He's funny.
It wasn't fitting to me for Phil because that was Phil's one-track mind. Whereas Rich is dynamic. He has a girl that he likes, but he's just obsessed as a 12-year-old being a fucking horn dog. But then he's also like interested in other things, and he's interactive with a bunch of people. Like, he doesn't feel like just a one-slide character. He's got dynamics to him. So I love him being just the comedic relief. But with that, them trying to summon a demon, I think your dog agrees. Fuck them. But with them trying to summon demons, essentially, to get Pennywise out, and they don't know it's Pennywise, they don't know what it is, they're just trying to summon the evil. And they do this whole ceremony just to be chased in the woods by the ghosts of dead kids from the first episode.
Yes.
That's just... Why? It irks me in a way that it's just like, okay, so instead of a personalized scare... You just have a scare that matters to Lily and to Ronnie. So we're really not giving two shits of what happens with Will and Rich until they're trying to capture photos and you can tell that they're getting a little too close to something that they shouldn't. And it's not until Will snaps a photo of Pennywise in the crypt. And they're saying, what is that? What is it? And he says, I think it's a clown. Where we finally had this unity of like, all of you are afraid of the same thing now because you've seen it.
Yeah, now you're all creeped out because you've all looked at that and you're all like, what is that? That's scary.
So I feel like we're missing that unity, especially with the adults. We have it now with the children at the end of episode 3, so I'm not sure how we're going to kind of finalize into a smooth transition of them being our token kid group. Because now we have established that these kids are our new kid group. Are they going to kill them off again? We don't know yet. Let's hope not.
See, and that's kind of what I was thinking too. I was like, are we going to get to this point where we start to connect with the characters and then they just... Because now we are getting more invested, whereas like the first one we were slightly invested, but it wasn't going on for that long. Mm-hmm. So now I'm like, are they going to like, I don't know, kill Lily off or something?
Dude,
hopefully not. But...
Again, if it was the first episode and they killed her off,
Yeah.
sure, I get it. But they killed off almost every character that we had a shot at connecting with in episode 1. And now that we're finally settled in with episode 3, I'm not sure where we're going to take it.
I mean, they did pull that whole, like, no one's safe thing, so...
Exactly. They pulled the no one's safe thing, and they've also established characters already of, like, this was this type of character, and now he's been easily replaced with another already. In, like, Rich's case. So... we don't know where this is going yet. But as far as the Air Force Base and the Native Grounds, that B-side story, how are you feeling about it now?
I mean, obviously they went into it a little bit more and explained some things that... Because I feel like they threw it in the first episode, and I know they were trying to kind of set it up, but I was like, this makes no sense for this to be here. Now I feel like that they've explained it a little bit more. I still want more, though. Like, I still want to know more of what's going on, because I'm still confused. I'm still kind of like, okay, but why?
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like I'm more invested in the B-plot now than the kid group.
Yeah, because I want to know more of what's going on. So I agree with you. Because the kid group, we kind of already know what's going on. We kind of already understand what's happening with them.
Yeah,
right?
We're just waiting to see it come together.
Right, and with the Air Force and all that, like, we don't really know. we still kind of... I have a lot of questions. I don't know.
I have so many questions, so much that I feel like I've been obsessing about it for a couple days now, where I'm just like, what does it mean? But I know it'll eventually show itself, but for any of the scare tactics that they've used so far, how do you feel about any particular ones stand out to you, or was there any that just kind of made you stop and go, okay, that's Pennywise, that's right?
Not in particular that I can like think of. That's... You said scare tactics?
Yeah, like any way he uses to scare people, because we've seen him this far, like, you know, personalized fears, and then we saw in the first episode where it wasn't so personalized, but it's just with Maddie, but we haven't really seen him go ham on anyone, if that makes sense. We haven't seen him fully dig into any one person to get them. It's more just like, ooh, I'm scaring you a little bit.
Yeah.
Ooh, you're afraid of me.
Yeah, there's nothing that like stuck oh my gosh, I can't speak. Stuck out too hard yet. For me personally, that's how I feel about it. Like, I don't know, I just want more.
At this point, we do just want more. I mean, there's so much now that I'm completely invested in the series. Going from episode 1 to episode 3, I am now completely invested.
Like, even though I'm not super crazy about it, like, this whole series, now I am invested, though, so I have to keep watching it.
Right. It's weird to say that if this show ended tomorrow, I'd kind of still be like, yeah, okay. That sucks, I guess. I'm not super happy about it so far, but I am invested in figuring out what this mystery is to tie everything in. Specifically, what did you think about the first look at Pennywise? Completely. We have Dick, who has the site. He's looking while they're hovering over the dig site in an aircraft, trying to find him like a human compass. And we see him transported into the sewer. And Pennywise says, "Who are you?"
Yeah, I think that was pretty cool. I think it was cool. I don't know that it was really like... I feel like at that point, you were, as a viewer, supposed to be like, ooh. Like, for me, I was kind of just like, okay. I know some people loved it because they wanted Pennywise, so... but personally, for me, I was just kind of... It wasn't like a, whoa, ooh, I'm so happy moment. Like, it was... Or like, oh, that's so shocking. It was just kind of like... I don't know. That's how I felt. Maybe I'm just... I don't know. I just want... I personally need more than that to I feel like I'm like dissing it a little bit, but I don't know. I thought they could have maybe did a little more. Like for like the real entrance or whatever, you know, a real entrance of Pennywise.
I feel that too. I feel like the whole thing summed up. I wasn't excited about seeing him as I was excited about hearing the quote after. That sent me through a fucking whirlwind. And Halloran's just like, it wasn't supposed to see us. It wasn't supposed to know. I got a feeling if we keep on the way we're keeping on, something bad is going to happen. Maybe we ought to just let this thing be. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? What does that mean in terms of the military?
And I think that's going to tie it into, like, him saying that is like, oh, so you guys are doing something about this. Mm-hmm. Like, you guys are doing something about this, clearly. Because why would you say that if not?
That is exactly why I'm just like, I'm so invested in just figuring out what this thing is and, like, why it ties in with the military. And, like, I'm obsessing over it. Because, again, we know of classic Derry of, hey, he scares kids and he feasts on them and kids go missing. And we actually see with Halloran's vision of, like, you know, the mountain of bodies and the kids floating and, you know, his dead mom. And it's terrifying for him. It's just like, this is crazy. This is Pennywise. This is it for us. And me going, what do you mean he wasn't supposed to see? Like, Pennywise wasn't supposed to see you? Because then what fucking shady shit are you doing that you're just, like, trying to use Pennywise?
Yeah. No,
none of it's registering. I feel like I'm just dumb at this point. I'm like, none of it's registering.
I definitely, after the third episode, feel stupid as hell because I'm like, what is going on? Especially with them, like with Dick and everything. I'm like, am I not understanding something, or is it just? I mean, you saying that makes me feel slightly better because I was am I
series
slow?
Makes me feel stupid. Was there anything throughout these first 3 episodes that stood out to you that, you know, is like something big that just really resonated with you for this series to keep going? Your silence speaks volumes.
Yeah, like, I don't think anything, like, I wish there was, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't personally have any, like, scene or, I mean, there's scenes I like, obviously, we talked about those, but there was nothing that I was like, oh, this has hooked me 100%. Like, this stuck out so hard that I'm very connected now. I'm very involved. Like, there wasn't really anything like that for me. Not yet, anyway. I hope going forward that there's something that makes me feel that way. Because, like, I feel like with series, that's really important. Like, sometimes with movies, it's different, but I feel like with series, it's important for there to be something that, like, really, really draws you in. And you're like, oh, I need to watch the new episode right as it comes out. This is one of the first series I've watched where I don't feel like I need to. Tonight I'm going to, because I want to know what's going on. But, like, this is the first series that I watch that I don't feel like I need to watch it instantly. And, like, I don't know if that just sounds like me shitting on it, which I'm not, because, like, there are parts of it I like. I just don't feel super connected or anything.
Yeah. It makes sense. And no.
Was there one for you that like stuck out really hard? Because I'm curious.
I mean, the thing that's keeping me to this series right now, because I will shit on it for you. I'll shit on it for both of us. It's so unremarkable right now. Mm-hmm. The only thing keeping me in is the B plot of the military and Pennywise, if you couldn't already tell. Me going, cool, we know the classic Pennywise, we know the scares and stuff, but now we're getting into, hey, the military knows about Pennywise. Adults know about Pennywise that maybe weren't scared by him before and now they're on a hunt for him. Yet they're not telling anybody else. It's such a big secret, and they're trying to use him to end the Cold War? ?
Well, apparently they didn't do their job because he came back later. So.
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, what the fuck is this plot that we've established here? So honestly, that's the only thing that stands out in the series so far that makes me want to come back and go, hold on, give me more information so we can figure this out together, you know?
Yeah,
and again,
no, I agree.
reliable narrator of, like, they clearly know something that us as the viewers don't, and I need to know what that is. But it's not great enough for me to say, oh, well, the new episode's out, let me run and go watch it now. It's more like, I gotta sit down and figure this out, I guess.
Yeah, like I want to be more excited when the episodes come out. Like tonight is the first night I'm semi-excited because I want to know more. After the last episode, I want to know what's going on. But that's the first episode that I was really like, all right, I'm going to watch it the night it comes out.
That's fair. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that too, because we are about to wrap up so we can go watch episode 4 as it does come out tonight. As of this episode being released, episode 4 will be out, and we will be talking about it later. The next time you hear us, we'll probably be talking about episodes 4 and 5, maybe 4, 5, and 6, because once again, we are busy bitches with busy lives, trying to make time for Pennywise. It's just what we do. We have to.
We'll
But
find time for Pennywise.
we will.
Yeah.
We will. Maybe I'll find time for Pennywise before he finds time for being on screen. But
Probably.
We'll see. But as far as everything goes, this series is going to be an interesting time. Maybe in episode 4 we will get to answer some of those questions. Maybe we won't. Maybe they'll keep it going as a mystery. But maybe we'll see more personalized scares. Who knows? But we have absolutely no clue going forward. And we're looking forward to finding out. At least. So, Edie, any last words? Any goodbyes before we run off to Derry?
You can catch me on TikTok at Fiery Final Girl. I will be around, even though we have, like she said, we've been busy. But I usually try to post something at least every day, so you could find me there. And that's really about it. In between, that's about it right now.
Understandable. Anyways, between our busy lives, we are going to make time to do what we love most, which is everything horror related, series, movies, music, any bullshit you feel like. But until next time, stay creepy.